Welcome, brothers. Today we're going to be talking about managing mental energy during your porn reboot.
In the YouTube app, go to Notifications and turn on Subscriptions. In the settings, go to Notifications and scroll to the YouTube app and allow notifications.
Mental energy is a very important component of your daily life. You need it to organize your day, to focus on important tasks, and to fulfill your responsibilities. So when you struggle with a compulsive behavior with porn, sex, and masturbation, though, you've definitely noticed low energy levels from time to time. And that sense of mental exhaustion that makes it difficult to complete the things that you need to get done, I'm sure you're quite familiar with it. And this is really inconvenient, especially if you're a high-performing man who's trying to take back control of this aspect of your life, right? What can you do to manage mental energy during your reboot? Now, it's important to note that there are a multitude of causes for low mental energy, and pornography addiction might be just one part of a bigger problem that you're dealing with. But today I want to focus on the problem through the lens of your pornography addiction and your compulsive behavior. Before you can effectively manage your mental energy, you need to know what keeps it low. So porn addiction and compulsive sexual behavior keep your mind active almost all the time. So whether you're actively engaged in your behavior or you're thinking about it, your mind is constantly consuming something. The negative emotions and the negative self-image which is caused by your behavior also affects your mental energy as well. So men feel immense guilt and shame about the pornography that they watch and the things that they do or the slips that happen when you try to quit. And that exhausts you. There's also the general exhaustion that comes from staying up late when you act out. You might try to go to sleep at a certain time, but you completely blow it and you stay up all night watching pornography, acting out. Of course, you're going to feel depleted when you get terrible sleep. So all of this makes sense when you look at it from a biological standpoint. So you've destroyed the reward system in your brain after years of compulsive sexual behavior. And you need something really exhilarating to get that dopamine release that you're looking for. So your mental energy is drained in every sense of the word. What can you do to bring it back? As you start working on this mental energy drain in your reboot, I suggest incorporating a practice that I call realistic optimism. So realistic optimism is when you accept the reality of the world, whether it's positive or negative, but you maintain a positive, optimistic attitude. So you continue believing that things will turn out well in everything that you do in every area of your life. Realistic optimism also accepts the reality of your situation. You recognize that your compulsive behavior impacts every area of your life as well. Your potential, your work, your family, your spirituality, your finances, and more. All these things experience the fallout of your behavior, but you still remain optimistic even in the face of this. And men in the Porn Reboot program realize that they're going to have a difficult time at first, that their behavior isn't going to change immediately. They know that they might have their head on swivel, they might be objectifying women at times, they might feel pressure while they're out at night with their friends or while they're having a drink, they might be worried about slips, worried about boundaries. However, they're still optimistic that the system is going to work for them as they go through with their day-to-day life and face these challenges. So there are 3 steps to developing this mindset of realistic optimism. I will say right here that it can be challenging to develop this and adopt it when you're at the very beginning stages of your reboot. You first need to control your immediate behaviors before these tips can be effective. So once you start having a hold on your behavior, you can try these steps out. So the first thing is to implement positive self-talk. Now don't knock this until you try it, okay? It might sound simplistic, but the way you talk to yourself has a massive impact on your mindset. If you spend the day telling yourself that you're a terrible person, it's going to affect the way you see yourself. When you believe that you're a terrible person, it's harder to overcome any harmful behavior you're experiencing. So for example, consider how you talk to yourself when you have a slip. Like, do you call yourself weak or a loser, or do you view it as a mistake you made and encourage yourself to make a different choice the next time? The second view of things is far more productive than the first, okay? So practice talking to yourself this way instead of the first way. And remember that most of your self-talk, it happens subconsciously. You don't know it's happening. So you actually have to make a conscious effort to catch your negative thoughts as they crop up and then change them in the moment. The second way is to practice visualization. Now, I know visualization might sound woo-woo and really new agey, But it is an approach that I found to be very effective, and it's helped me in my reboot and other areas of my life. So the power of visualization actually runs quite deep. Your brain cannot differentiate between a vividly imagined experience and something that you actually experience intensely in real life. And it works for things in the past, so why shouldn't it work for things in the future, right? So think about a time that you lost a job or you got really badly rejected. Everyone can go back to that point in their life when this happened, and you're still going to recall the feelings of shame and humiliation. And when you call that memory to mind, you can actually feel it. Everything, feel it viscerally as if it's still happening, especially with negative emotions or negative experiences. So it's a physiological response to visualizing something that happened in the past. Now take the power of your visualization and direct it to your future. Purposefully put yourself in a state where you imagine doing things like successfully overcoming an urge or experiencing a healthy sexual relationship with your partner. Visualize yourself having a fun night out with friends or performing well in your career, and use that mindset of realistic optimism to apply visualization in any area of your life where you want to be successful. The third way is to learn effective time management. Now, effective time management is a crucial component of any successful reboot. Time management is something that can be pretty difficult to gain control over, especially at the beginning. You're used to following any idea or whim that comes to mind, and usually you're following it down this dark spiral of out of control behavior, usually ends somewhere unfortunate. Instead, practice effective time management. So effective time management doesn't mean, only getting the tasks done on your to-do list, right? It's about being able to do these things in an effective way while you're still deriving some pleasure from it. So it doesn't matter if you can fit everything into your day, but you don't enjoy it, because you'll simply become more resentful over time. So you might not love everything you do, but you need to find some appreciation for it so you don't get irritated, you don't forget it, and you don't go acting out. Learning to effectively manage and enjoy your time is going to make a massive difference in managing your mental energy. Now, to be honest, I'm kind of summarizing and skimming through the points in this video because managing your mental energy is more of a high-level reboot behavior. So if you're trying to do that and you find yourself not being successful, that's okay. Keep practicing. Keep working on managing your mental energy. Over time, you will see some improvements, but we do offer plenty of additional resources to help you along the way during your reboots. So there are a few videos I'm going to be releasing on this channel. You can learn more about managing your mental energy by listening to our podcast, the Porn Reboot Podcast. Great podcast to listen to while you're working out, running, or going to work. And if you're qualified, you can also join our free Porn Reboot Facebook group, and there are links to all of this in the description below the video. Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to get a copy of the free book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. You'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I've learned over a decade, as well as strategies for putting together your porn reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video. The third way is if you're not sure where to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, if you'd like to spend time with like-minded professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners, guys who work in sales, consulting, or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join in the description below this video. And finally, if you need help right now because you have a burning issue, your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally, you're about to lose your relationship, you want to live up to your potential, you want to be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, click on the link in the description below this video that says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.